Well, recently my form has kind of been going in waves. It's like good, bad, mostly bad, and it's really bad right now. But I feel like most of it has been maybe like a combination of timing along with like my weight shift, I guess. So I've got a buddy in the office. I'm gonna show him my form and kind of see what he thinks and see if we could do something to change it. Well, this is my friend Alex. He's really good at disc golf.
Let's take a look. That's your form. You need help, dude. You need some help.
All right, let's turn this off. Well, obviously I need a lot of help. So I've got another good friend who I think can show me the ropes. Let's hope that we can figure it out there. He's all the way in Florida, so I guess I'll catch you in Florida. Now, before we carry on with the rest of the video, I just wanted to come in here and talk for 2 seconds. I promise, just 2 seconds. Normally, if you've seen my videos on the Infinite Disc channel, you should go back and watch those. Maybe consider subscribing. That would be cool. I just wanted to mention that in my other videos, it's really chopped up and funny and a lot of music and fast paced. And that was my intention going into this video. But after rewatching it and going over the lesson again with Eric, I just wanted to leave it dry and plain, because in the first part he kind of talks about 3 things that all the pros are doing, which is great. Now that's a lot of information that you've kind of heard from a lot of people, but then we go into timing and you can see my face just staring at him. I'm asking him questions. I'm like, it's blowing my mind. And he drops some information bombs in there, so I just wanted to leave it kind of simple and I just want to let you guys take in the information, honestly, because he mentions a lot of stuff that I don't think gets talked about in timing as much as it should. So, anyways, carry on. Now you're in Florida. Boom. Actually, Alabama. He'll mention that in 2 seconds. All right, well, we're in Florida.
Or in Alabama.
Oh, Alabama. Oh yeah, we're in Mobile.
Yeah.
You're in Pensacola.
I am.
I'm in Mississippi. Now we're in Alabama together. Had some people look at my little form X step and talked to Eric. He said, you know, bud, timing's looking a little bad.
Work on it.
So,
We're gonna work on it.
he said that he's got a couple key things that he's gonna talk to you guys about, so you guys can get your timing down and your steps down. Little hop like Eric, or a little X step like
you?
I don't know what mine is. It's not good.
We're gonna figure this out, because I mean, you want timing. Timing is probably the thing that separates a lot of players from their consistency. If you can understand how to get your body to move and transfer the weight in time, all together at once, discs fly easier. Sorry about this. You got to go practice. You got to go throw. You got to throw so much to where you work out bad habits, you create new good habits. All of that stuff has to kind of come into it. I know that's like what the meme of like how to get better at disc golf.
Yeah.
The first thing it says is practice, and then the next photo is the dude crying.
What's practice though?
If you're going to go work on timing, you have to be okay with things feeling weird. So you are going to run into issues where you understand how things are moving and you're starting to figure it out, but the disc doesn't go where you want it to, but it feels good. But that's because you're throwing kind of a slightly different form. It is a process and it is a part of it. 3 things that every player is doing on tour. These 3 things every single player does. And they do this, but it's how they get to the end point is all different. My run-up is different. You have an X step.
I don't know what I have.
You have something. I have a hop. Most players have some type of hop or X step, and that allows them to get to this point. But it's how they get to that last point is what we are going to talk about before we talk about your timing and give you some tips. Your front foot can't be parallel. When we end up here in parallel, what happens is you are trying to rotate to get, so if you have your feet parallel and reach back this way, look at how much your hips are engaged. Kind of, but now I want you to take this front foot, come out just a little bit, and now engage. See how much more hip you get, almost completely perpendicular when you get here. The next thing that this does is the next part of it. This allows us to have a straight arm reach back. If we go back to being parallel and we reach back to go to you, I have to go through my chest.
Yep.
And if I'm pulling through my chest, I'm going to be in the way. But if I'm out here, I'm reaching back, and now I've created this kind of alleyway, this tunnel for the disc to travel. And that's all players are doing this, and they're getting that straight arm back. Some people are wide railing to get there. Simon Lizotte is pumping to get out there.
Yep.
However you get back there is fine. But as long as you have this foot out in front and this straight arm back, you're doing things right.
Okay.
Now, the last part is trying to pull through as level as possible through the line. Now, we can change the angle by changing our shoulders, hyzer, flat, and hyzer, without having to do much in the wrist. We can do that with our upper body and in our core, and even in our hips. You can look at it a bunch of different ways, but that is what we want to focus on. And as we're pulling through, it's level. So if I'm on a hyzer here, I'm pulling through level on that hyzer as much as I can through. Sometimes you'll have a little bit of dip in here as you're pulling through and driving with the elbow, but if you keep it as level as possible, those three things we just talked about are going to create consistency and success. And now we have to touch on how do you time all of that, right? So that's going to be, we're going to put some things in this beautiful little head of yours.
Baby steps. Baby steps here. It's all in the hips. It's all in the hips.
Another part of the disc golf motion that isn't talked about is how much it is pulling.
Yep.
But it is also very much pushing. Pushing off of this back leg into that. Because if you're pushing off of this back leg, Paige Pierce is a perfect example of that. She is pushing off this back leg and drives so much into this front foot, and you see her twisting and bracing onto this leg. It's wild. Kevin Jones does it really well as well. Like, some players are doing it way better than others. So really think about this being something that's happening when you're throwing the disc.
See, and that's where my problem is. This is real life right here.
Sure.
Is I feel like I never get enough push off of this disc, and I'm always like this, throwing right here,
leaning out over your front leg,
leaning out, and I feel like my disc just goes a mere 150 feet.
So I think what could be happening is that's a timing issue of, like we were talking about. It's just you're firing just a little bit too early.
Yep.
So we need to work on ways to slightly delay and or lag.
I don't understand any of this.
I think a lot of it is how you're keeping the tempo. You're kind of like, and smooth and slowing down and then coming back up, where maybe we can set you at a tempo where you're moving through at the same pace the whole time rather than faster, slower, faster. We can just maybe pull it to be more a level line through the entirety of the throw. Things don't ramp up until I am coming down into that one point. So it's my pacing and my timing is more like this. It's flat into a ramp at the end, where yours was like, I mean,
that hit another tree.
But it looks better.
Yeah.
Grab another disc. Again.
All right.
Love it. 5 bucks. Ooh, cool.
Not bad.
Not bad. Good, and a good nose angle. Got it forward. One thing I do like is you're off. You're not having much drag or anything behind. It shows you have good stability. I mean, all we had to do was just kind of tweak a couple things in your brain. Doesn't take much. Now you have to practice. Now it's on you.
I have to admit, that's the first time I've ever practiced. The timing and the tempo, it's getting better, but I feel like if I want to take it to the next level, I got to do a Eric Oakley hop.
Show me how it's done, please.
Don't do this. Just don't. Don't follow this. We're gonna show you how to do it, but please don't.
This is creating the X step with the hop. It's helping me turn my hips and allow things to work. The next part about it is what I'm trying to do in that little bit of hop is as I'm coming down, I'm trying to create force that goes in and helps me transfer the weight from the hop and from my back leg into my front leg. So I'm trying to take all of that together into that front foot and drive to explode the disc outward. Crushed. Constructs are good.
That all looks very nice. So, let me try.
Good luck. Connor, you're dead man.
Please don't try that at home.
Please don't. Please don't. Do as I say, not as I do.
All right, well, we're walking out to our discs and learned a new word today.
Practice.
Practice.
Weird
Practice.
one. I don't know what origin
Practice.
it's from or where it derives from, but it is a really good tool to get better.
Yep. So 3 things that people got to work on. 1,
Front foot out, front foot, stagger those feet. Create the alleyway for you to reach straight back, which is the second point. And then the third, level pull through. Get that level pull through, you're gonna find a lot of success in your backhand. Now, go work on that timing. Yours is all about tempo.
Tempo.
Keeping level speed. And now, one thing I wanna mention, he's not moving really fast. He's moving really fast right at the end. You're staying under control, making sure you're on your line and everything's moving and staying together, and then you ramp it up at the end. One moment of explosion.
Yep.
Love it.
And
Practice.
practice. Thanks for watching, guys. We appreciate it.
Like, comment, subscribe.
I'll see you in the next one. And practice.
Practice.
See ya.